The weather radar is an important safety and navigation tool. The radar shows on the navigation display. The display shows storm cells and turbulence. Green shows areas of light precipitation. Yellow shows areas of moderate precipitation. Red shows areas of heavy precipitation. Magenta shows areas of precipitation with horizontal air movement. These are areas of turbulence. Weather radar does not show clear air turbulence. The radar can show terrain features also. Areas with light radar returns, such as flat land, are green. Areas with moderately more returns are yellow, and areas of heavy returns, such as mountains and cities, are red. You turn the weather radar on and off with the weather radar map switch on the EFIS control panel. The EFIS mode selector must be in expanded approach, expanded VOR, or expanded or center map mode to show radar returns. This display is an expanded map mode. To show turbulence, you must set the display range to 40 nautical miles or less. You use the weather radar control panel to select a display mode. The left controls are for the captain's display, the right for the first officer's display. The WXT shows that the display is in the weather and turbulence mode. The selected mode is shown on the navigation display and the weather radar control panel. Push the weather mode switch for the weather display. Turbulence does not show. Push the IDNT switch to decrease ground clutter display. This switch does not operate in the map mode. You use the map switch to show terrain. Tilt the antenna down and show the ground. The most reflective or heavy returns are red. The least reflective or weak returns are green. Push the transfer switch. The transfer switch changes your radar display to show the same information as selected on the other pilot's radar controls. Push Weather Turbulence, Weather or Map to restore control. Turn the tilt selectors to receive the best picture. The antenna tilt is shown on the navigation display. You can adjust gain with the calibration gain control. The uncalibrated light illuminates when gain is not in the calibrated position. The letters VAR are shown on the navigation display when the gain is not in the calibrated position. You turn the control full clockwise to select automatic calibration. Push the test switch to display the test pattern. Current modes and the uncalibrated lights are illuminated. Push the test switch again to go back to normal operation. Do a test of the weather radar. The weather radar is unserviceable. The test shows a fault in the attitude data. Here are possible radar faults. The weather range disagree annunciation shows that the radar range data and the selected navigation display range data are not the same. The range marks are removed for 5 seconds and then shown again. These annunciations tell the crew that the range data on the navigation display may not be accurate. Predictive Windshear uses wind velocity data gathered by the Doppler weather radar system to identify wind shear conditions ahead of the aircraft. The Doppler weather radar begins scanning automatically when the aircraft descends below 2,300 feet AGL. Alerts are shown on the navigation display when the aircraft is below 1,200 feet AGL. On the ground, when takeoff thrust is set, the Doppler radar turns on automatically to provide wind shear takeoff warning coverage out to 3 nautical miles ahead of the aircraft. In flight, warning coverage is provided 1.5 nautical miles ahead of the aircraft, and caution coverage is always provided out to 3 nautical miles. This is the predictive wind shear symbol. When active, it is shown on the navigation display in the expanded map, center map, VOR, or approach modes. The amber predictive wind shear symbol radials help identify and locate the wind shear relative to aircraft position. The red predictive wind shear symbol shows the approximate size of the wind shear. In an area of thunderstorm activity, setting weather on the EFIS control panel will not show a predictive wind shear event until the aircraft is below 1,200 feet AGL. During a predictive wind shear alert, normal weather returns will also be shown. Observe the difference between the two. Like the weather mode, predictive wind shear is not shown in the plan mode, centered VOR mode, centered approach or ILS modes.
Monitor radar display.
If a wind shear condition is found in the caution region, an oral alert monitor radar display sounds. The amber wind shear alert shows on the ND.
Monitor radar display.
And the position of the wind shear is shown on the map display.
Go around. Wind shear ahead.
If the wind shear is found in the warning area, an oral warning "Go around wind shear ahead" sounds. The red wind shear alert shows on the navigation display.
Go around. Wind shear ahead.
The wind shear symbol is shown on the navigation display, and the wind shear alert is shown on the attitude indicators. If wind shear is found ahead of the aircraft during takeoff below 1,200 feet AGL, the voice alert "Wind shear ahead" sounds with a wind shear alert shown on the navigation display.
Windshear ahead. Windshear ahead.
The position of the predicted wind shear is shown on the navigation displays, and the wind shear warning alert is shown on the attitude indicator. If the aircraft enters a wind shear condition, predictive wind shear is inhibited, but a warning is still provided by the reactive wind shear system.
Wind shear, wind shear, wind shear.
The reactive wind shear warning consists of a two-tone siren, followed by wind shear repeated 3 times, and a red wind shear alert shows on the attitude indicators. When a wind shear alert is active, all other ground proximity modes are inhibited until the wind shear conditions are no longer detected. Here are the differences between predictive and reactive wind shear. Take a moment to review the information.